In the studio right now, we talked to him a little bit before, but we have got very funny comedian Kurt Metzger. You might know him as Randall from Ugly Americans.
Do you know me as that?
They better.
Do you?
They better. And we've also got Brian Moote. And
yes.
You might know Brian as...
Brian looks like the rival love interest on Scrubs that was against Scrubs for that blonde girl. If you follow the show Scrubs.
I do. That's my claim to fame, is looking like that guy.
I don't know what his name is.
I mean, no one cares. If you're decent looking, no one cares what your name is.
Is that why you're having trouble getting cast on sitcoms? Because they think you're just that guy?
Yeah, I'm just average looking.
You've already been on that show.
I'm in LA 6-ish.
Are you in LA?
Yeah, I live in LA.
Is it easy to get stuff out there like that? I never go. I only go out there when I have something going on because it looks just miserable trying to get spots.
Oh, it's tough. It's not like New York. There's so many places to get up. LA, there's 5 rooms, and then a bunch of coffee shops.
You do a lot of stuff.
No, you just got to get used to just the most miserable shows of your life every night of the week.
You just carry your own microphone around, and every time you get a Frappuccino, you say, "It's open mic at Starbucks now. I'm Brian Moote."
Yeah, I workshop everything. I call my mom and try to tell her jokes and stuff. I get better feedback from her on the phone. She'll tell me it's bad.
You get a nice Chelsea lately.
Yeah.
But that show has deployed more hacks on us than any. I mean, it's like a terror attack.
I love the I just love comedians in general, but I love the differences in comedians. You've got Lucas is very supportive. Lucas is the very, he loves everybody, and his family had it rough and they've escaped poverty.
They're
and
Laotians.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
They came from Laotia.
It sounds
they clearly know how to operate machine guns.
Yeah, and they're here now, and so they're very thankful. So he's very appreciative of everybody. And you've got the comedians like that, and then I love though both sides. There's those supportive comedians that are going to coddle you and help you and try to make you better.
Versus New York. That's
and then you guys like Kurt Metzger and Brian Scalero and people like that come here, and they're just they'll straight up tell you who they hate and why.
But I don't hate. Listen, I don't really hate nobody or have a whatever. I'll trash Whitney, but I don't know her, and I don't like I said that show's punishment enough. I don't wish bad on her. It's got to hurt her to look at those posters and
Oh, God.
And a lot of it is stuff. Jokes probably that work, and you just see them written in print like that, and it's like that. You're like, oh wow, that didn't look. Because a lot of my stuff I'll see written. I did some interview with I can't remember something, and
Rolling Stone probably.
No, it was but I can't remember what it was. It was a laugh spot or something online. But I was just talking to my friend on a recording, and I didn't realize he just verbatim took everything I said, and I didn't think he was going to quote everything I said just because I did say it, and it looked harsh. I didn't realize how abusive I sound.
Oh, that happens to me all the time
Yeah.
too. You do interviews, and it's you think. You're trying to be real, and so you're trying to have a real conversation and convey your feelings with somebody, and then it's instead of summing it up and being he's not a fan of Euros, they're he thinks all Greek people should be burned at the stake.
And it sounds like that, dude.
Yeah.
And you might have said that, but it didn't sound that bad when you said it. But, I asked the guy, it's hilarious, too, because people are I love your brave interview. I called them up such a wuss and was you got to take this out, and this out because I don't want I don't want to screw up somebody's paycheck and you know what I mean trash them. But I mean if you're already rich, I don't care. I'll trash it.
Do you think though? I mean, so Whitney, let's talk about that for a second. That TV show. I mean, you're saying that it's got to suck to see that, and it's got to. I mean, but would you ever be willing to compromise your art and your comedy for the ability to be
dying
loaded?
to? Nobody wants to pay me to do that.
As soon as you move to LA, you see those billboards, and you're like, yes, I would stand behind Whitney looking dumb on these for $1 million.
They got to figure out, the whole part of it is they got to figure out how they can package you and sell you. I mean, the whole business, as much as the business part sucks, it has to exist, so you wouldn't be allowed to make a living. There's no reason I should be allowed to do this job when everybody else has to work. Do you know what I mean? So,
I say that all the time. Yeah. People you just sit on your ass. I'm I know it's awesome. Thank you very much.
And I had girls that were always girlfriends that were jealous. Well, your job is hanging out at a bar. I'm yes, it's awesome. That's why I took this job instead of your dumbass job. They
get so mad that it's they're digging a hole and getting sweaty and just trying to afford their next tattoo, and it's we're getting to sit back and live the good life and eat sushi every few months.
Well. But that's the thing, probably your job too. Stand up's a thing that everybody thinks they can do. Every dumbass roof monkey, I should be up there. I was on a plane. The guy I was talking on the plane was nice, but this is the kind of stuff that I'm always up against. Is we're talking about somebody goes, "What are you doing?" I'm I'm a comic. He goes, "Well, you weren't funny on the plane." I just walk around all day. Here's another one, everyone, for free. Yeah. And it got didn't mean nothing by it, but people fundamentally don't get what you do. They don't get it. You're just talking. You know what I mean? You probably got to go through a lot of crap to be. What are you like the number one guy here, right?
No, I think so. I think I'm like -3. I'm so high on the scale. Like
when somebody,
you're a Billings.
yeah, we are in Billings. Yeah,
but
let's
people think
preface it with
like
that.
they could do what you do easily. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
just talking. It's not, moron. It's not, or else you would have done it.
when people say things like, "Oh, you didn't seem funny," it's like, yeah, what do you mean I wasn't annoying you? There's nothing worse than a comedian who has no off switch.
But in fairness, is this after a show that you did?
Yes, it's after every show. If I stick around.
People think that just because I'm on stage with a microphone means I'm supposed to be on. Like, I can't do this all the time.
Come on, guys. I let it come to me, all right?
Guys.
I got to be in the moment.
And that's what I want to say to the audience tonight, is be prepared for that.
That's what I wrote on your wall when we had Amy on, and she said that you were so funny. I wrote on your Facebook wall, and you're like, yeah, if you want to see somebody bomb, come out and see this show this weekend.
Well, you know what it is? I'm working on an hour, and I have that I've been putting off, like doing the stuff, testing the stuff out. And, I mean, the stuff that I think is funny is people get I get gasps now.
I love it. I mean,
there's a joke. Is this wrong? Because I have this part of a joke, but
we are live. Remember this, Kurt.
All right. Well, I don't care. Okay, this is an example of a joke where I get gasps from. All right, this is an example how especially white people suck. But I have this thing where I defend Tracy Morgan's right to stab his son for acting gay because, in fairness, I'm going to stab my kid if he acts too black, right? Which is hilarious. But nobody laughs at that. Nobody laughs at that. What I have to do after is go, ooh, that got an applause break in Nashville. And then they go, those hillbillies, we would love if our kid act black. We're Daily Show white people.
I'm telling you, Kurt, welcome to Billings because that joke will kill.
I'm sure.
You could
I'm sure
follow
that's the
that up
deepest
with
fear they have in Billings.
You could say, I'm going to stab my kid if he acts too black, and then you could say, I'm going to stab all black people, and it would get an even more.
But I'm not.
applause.
I mean, I wouldn't do that. I would stab myself. That's my fault. I wouldn't. I would cut a suicide note in my chest. Daddy's dead because you didn't wear your pants right, and then just bleed out on his collection of too many white sneakers.
I love it. Let's talk about Ugly Americans a little bit. Is it a cool experience getting to voice something on a show? I mean, you're on a show.
I love it. I love doing that show, man. It's so fun. And then I mean, I really like ad-lib. Like, I make up a lot of my lines on there because they let me, which is what I like about it. I mean, I guess it's adding up to a lot of unpaid writing now, I realize, but I just want to stay on, so, I don't mind doing it, but it's really fun. I mean, it's the funnest job, dude. It really is.
So far, let me put some stuff together. You don't like Whitney. You don't like...
I don't know her. I like her. She's fine. I don't enjoy... I don't like this... Oh, she's a ballsy lady. It's just you think she's hot and she's yelling and don't. But I don't. All these people, I don't hate them. I hate their fans. Do you understand?
Oh yeah.
You meet a lot of people you think you're gonna hate, and then you like them a lot. And then it turns out, I just hate people that are into you.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So Whitney there, and then you talked about how Chelsea Handler's cranking out some really mediocre talent these days. You star on Ugly Americans with Natasha Leggero. What's your Natasha thing? I mean,
I like Natasha. I like her.
Because you're on the show, or?
I mean,
because she's got that same gimmick, kind of like, oh, she's cute and she's hot. And she plays that weird character. And
look, I don't have. She did a. I don't know if you know Ryan Hamilton. He was on Last Comic Standing, and he's a Mormon. Really funny guy. He looks like he's got gigantic teeth. He looks like a weird Seinfeld Chris Rock baby.
That's a Mormon look. Yeah, it's like it's kind of stereotypical. Big teeth, big weirdos,
white, lost tribe.
I was raised Mormon, so I can say that.
Were you? I was a Jehovah's Witness, dude.
Really?
The cousins of Mormon. Did you have to go knocking on doors?
No, I didn't. I didn't get that far. I dropped out before the real work started.
At Salt Lake City, I see two Mormons, and the guy's name was Elder Smith, and the dude's he looked like he was younger than me. I'm like, how are you Elder? But that's what we had in our church. We call it the elders. And all that nonsense where you think I love these religions. You think like Jew stuff actually relates to you somehow. That's what all these Christians do. They all you ever watch televangelists? They like to say Hebrew words and in their dumb Southern accents. And the book's not written for you morons. It was written for Jews, by them, for them, and somehow. Or how I was taught growing up was no, the story goes from Adam all the way to Jesus, and it continues with you. And it doesn't. It doesn't. I wouldn't worship anything from the Middle East. If you got a beard and you live in the desert, I don't care what you have to say about anything.
That's why that show, that telemarketer show on NBC Outsource, isn't working very well.
Well, it's not funny. That's the other problem.
That's true too, but also it's too far away for us to understand.
You know what? That's the thing with Whitney shows. It's just I wouldn't want a network crappy sitcom of Whitney. I don't want that. I hate that crap, dude. It's all, especially if you write for shows and you all these if you ever go in a writer's room. I don't know if you saw the movie Armed and Dangerous. Mm-hmm. That. Remember when John Candy and Eugene Levy, they get punished and they have to go guard a toxic waste dump, and then the other two guards come out and like just decaying, and they're like, "Join us!" And that's what writers look like when you go in the room. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then they always marry like it's a very suburban like desk job, cop job, and he marries some girls too hot for him, and they crank out these shows about like the guy with the wife that's too hot, and she tells him what to do all day because that's their lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't put out for 2 weeks, you're out of my house. You understand? What is Sandra Bullock and the other all these celebrities? You know how they give him a like Jesse James as like a Us magazine. They're like, you'll never believe his outrageous excuse for cheating. That's the cover. I'm like, oh, what is it? She never had sex with him.
Yeah.
But by the way, the most valid excuse. Like that husband that doesn't get laid. If I got a mansion and you live in it, you're gonna put out or get the hell out.
If I've got a cardboard box behind a comedy club and you live in it, you're gonna put out.
Yes,
toothless Brenda.
I assault people is what I'm saying.
That's
but
what
you know what I mean? Like I don't even get that whole dynamic, man, because I never even, I've never been a part of that. But that's that crappy sitcom thing you see over and over again, where the guy's wife, and then so now they have one where like Whitney's the wow, like so close,
so close. I appreciate that.
Whitney's the one that like I like that guy. I don't know him, the guy Chris, but he was funny on that Workaholics show.
Yeah.
As the pedophile, that was hilarious.
So would you? I mean, if you got offered like a typical one of these cliche sitcoms on NBC, and it was a huge payday, and then you got offered some cool new kind of hip show with a comedian that you respect on Comedy Central for a lot less money, which one would you take?
Listen, Whitney's gonna get a huge payday. The show's gonna get canceled. Who cares? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that?
So you take the money too. It wouldn't be. You wouldn't like it, but you take it.
The greatest good is that I don't have a day job like a sucker. That's the greatest good. Okay, before anything.
You'll keep getting more shows. I mean, they'll cancel one, and next year you'll be on another.
Yeah, exactly.
I got no problem with that, man. But I was never like hot with the industry, so I don't even know what that's like, honestly.
You're gonna get there, man. You just gotta get that one gig as some creepy. Like, when are you gonna rape somebody on SVU? That's what I want to know.
By the way, you know what's hilarious? I'm so glad you said the word rape right now because
you know what's hilarious. Speaking
they have
of rape.
such a problem. But I have this joke about it. People get mad at me about. Okay. I think it's hilarious about like the degrees. Like I don't know how you they have like LT is charged with 3rd-degree rape. And I don't understand how you break it up into like less bad rape. That's an either or crime. I thought. Do you know what I mean? And so the joke's about that. And I think I have a point. People get mad immediately because they just heard the word. That's what sucks about America is they hear a buzzword. That's a no-say word, and then I got to listen. I don't care if you're. By the way, tonight if you come and you're offended by anything. Please understand that I want that to happen, and I can't be fired, and you can do nothing. Nothing is going to happen. I'm going to say whatever I want about anything. But the Law and Order SVU is an hour-long rape joke on TV all day long, okay? What it is porno for old people that don't want to watch porn, but they want to be titillated. Like my mother wants to be titillated with like true. So if you tell my mom a story about a rape, it's like, oh my God, what was there anal? You know what I mean? And that's how they are, and they want to be titillated. But that's not how real victims are. Like on that show, it's ridiculous. But that's, by the way, Chris Maloney's on it. I watched him on Oz raping people, and now. And then Ice-T, who wrote Cop Killer, I mean, that's the greatest turnaround in history, isn't it?
I love it.
Old white people love him now.
You need more sound effects. Like, your rape joke might not go over, but if you just did this, like right at the beginning of the rape joke, like I think the whole thing would just work out.
I would do that at the beginning of a rape, hit that. Well, you know what time it is.
I love it. Let's do some name dropping here. Do you have any celebrity comedian friends? Anybody you pal around with? You and anybody cool that people? I just want to impress. Our people here in Billings are sheep. Like if you say somebody famous and then say that you've had sushi with them or something, they're going to come see you tonight.
I don't know. I used to wait for Chappelle's show. I know a bunch of
Chappelle. Hey, you guys, did you hear that Chappelle's show?
Yeah. No, I didn't work again for like 2 years, and then
that's how we had Donnell Rollins up here a few months ago, and he kind of said the same thing. It's like.
Chappelle I love Donnell too, by the way. But we always get like a weird like race tension thing every time I hang out. I don't know how it degenerates into that, but there's like a thing
where he's blaming it all on you.
He said something. No,
he wants his reparation
he's like,
check.
Quit trying to be down. I'm like, dude, you misunderstand me. I really like being white. Like I check to make sure. I'm not trying to be down with you, but I like him a lot. Like that guy, you put a camera on him on anything, and he'll be hilarious. Like if you have like a live reality thing, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is a very, very funny guy.
That's why they used him.
So Chappelle's show, you do a lot of writing too. I mean, not just obviously the writing you do for yourself, but I mean you wrote for the last roast. Anybody that watched that Sheen roast, you wrote for that. And you were telling me downstairs you worked a lot with Patrice, who I thought was great on the roast just because of his
Patrice is a genius.
His delivery. I mean, the way he did everything there, like I thought he did a great job.
But
and
he's the only guy. Well, Jeff's like that too, but he has like morals about. Like, that's the thing. Like comedians, for all the crap I got to listen. By the way, God bless Cat Williams for holding the line on this. All the crap we get about being made. Comedians have morals generally. They really do. In that, like, a roast is supposed to be your friends making fun of you, which takes the edge off the cruelty of it. And now it's a whole different thing where it's all these people don't know you and they're going to make their careers saying awful things to you. Mm-hmm. And Patrice would never do it, but he respected Charlie Sheen for telling his boss off basically, and that's why he agreed to do it. And he, like, you know, I was surprised. You know, I'm like, even morals I wouldn't have, he had about that kind of stuff. Like, I would be on the roast in a heartbeat. Like I said, I need to have cash. So
yeah, it's business.
If I got to ride Charlie Sheen's back to it. By the way, Charlie Sheen is cool as hell. Like, he was one of the coolest guys I ever met.
That's what everybody said. I mean, everybody that I've, you know.
Well, everybody is not a hooker. He locked in a bathroom.
Exactly. Everybody. Yeah, the rest.
But even
of us
they like him still. Even the women.
I know Brooke Mueller. They're tell those Brooke Mueller jokes. Like, yeah, you're only bright when he's throwing a lamp at you, and she's like, it's so true.
Well,
like,
she threatened to sue if anyone made a joke about her.
Really?
Which, by the way, Brooke, serious. I mean, she really must not be that bright. Because were you gonna win that? Like,
yeah, like no jokes about me. Like, especially if it's true too. They're gonna be like, well, no, they just brought up that thing that actually happened. Like, oh, they can do that. They can talk about things that happened in real life. I had no idea. People are mad at me for calling the people of Billings sheep. Come on,
people of Billings, I like you. And I do
take it out on me.
I'm way into you. I'm hoping to give some of you HPV later. By the way, I keep making this joke about HPV, and everybody gets weird. Like, is this like a HP? Do people die from that here or something?
No.
Or like,
no, we're more of a HIV kind of town.
Isn't that insane that the least serious and most serious disease have this there's an I and a P are just so close on that typewriter, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to blow their brains out from a mistake, right?
You can mess it, really quickly. Just like, I went and got HPV, and then all of a sudden HIV, and somebody.
Well, there's no test for dudes. You just find out later. Some girl's like, "Hey, I got scraped," and they said, "You're like, they don't test for that. What do you want from me?"
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I mean, really,
get that vaccine, man.
What are you gonna do? I like that you're like. I thought you were gonna go into like a whole spiel here. Like, really, it's so easy, you guys, and it's just 10 minutes and a few dollars.
Who's that kooky? This is what I was telling them about, Nicole. Who's that kooky? What's the lady's name? That's she's basically a beard for a gay guy, and she's running for president.
Oh, there's so many of those right now.
Yeah, that's all. That's
Michelle Bachmann?
Yeah, so Tracy Morgan's in trouble. A clown. Which, by the way, if you've heard the rest of his act, that's one of the nicest things he's ever said about anyone.
I know.
That gay thing. But he's got to apologize. This crazy. Oh God, I can't even say the words I want to say.
I know.
She can run for president, and she don't have to call Tina Fey apologizing because her weirdo husband thinks you can cure gayness with wishes and a wall of electrified wieners, and that's.
Everybody knows that it's
she could lead the country.
Everybody knows it's a pill that cures gayness. None of this
let
crazy
me tell you something. Here's how I know you
tough
can't.
love.
This is how I know.
Tough love it out of him.
The toughest love of all.
Hey, you hold him down and you tough love it out of him. This
is why I know that you can't pray it away. Is because I pray to the devil every day to make me gay. You know, just so I could afford my nice gay neighborhood rent.
Just so you can have a cleaner apartment.
Just so I can have a cleaner. I go, Lord of show business, just enter me and make me just love sack, will you?
I'd
and it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Build a draw is what I do. Start selling out some theaters.
Exactly. Yeah, you get a built-in audience.
Just clap and be
Margaret Cho!
Dress better and then sell everything out and be rich.
I love it. Well, if you've enjoyed these guys this morning, this is nothing. This is playing around for them. Kurt's like, what? You thought I was funny now? Come see him tonight at the show.
Did you really think that? Because I'll have a really easy job if you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tonight at Manny's, you guys, it's Kurt Metzger, Brian Moote, and some other people. Who else is playing? Lucas, anybody?
Tonight opening up is Mark Dawson.
Yes, Mark Dawson, Century 21. You know the guy. He's very funny.
Century 21. And
is he on billboards or something? Why does everybody know?
He's a big real estate guy.
Bus stop back.
Have you seen those meth ads?
No.
He's not on those either. But no, yeah, he just sells houses. A lot of them. Sells a lot of houses here. So that's cool. He's going to be performing tonight. And so there's an early show. There's a 7 o'clock all ages show. That's for like anybody who doesn't, who wants their kids to grow up messed up, right?
Don't make the kids so young they're not going to get the jokes. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, if you're 13, if you watch Comedy Central, you can watch me. you know,
it's not kids. It's just, I mean, 18 college kids can come, and I mean,
like if you're 16, 17 is all, and you're not like homeschooled by some weirdo.
No homeschoolers at the shows tonight.
I mean,
please.
Listen, sneak out if you're homeschooled, because I have sympathy for you. I was a church kid till I didn't do nothing till I was 20. Nothing.
Don't you love the church? How many comedians are like former, like really, they're in these either a weird religion like you and I, or they were in just like a normal religion, but they were really into it.
Yeah, that you don't have to do it. Like one of those awesome ones, like being Catholic. That's so great because you don't have to do any of it.
All you have to do is be able to stand up and eat crackers.
Can you stand up? And you don't even do that. Like send a check sometimes. That's all you got to do. But Jehovah's Witnesses, you have to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. Here's the thing. I love Christians. Okay, they're great. If you meet a Christian, they are delightful. The problem is there's like 3 of them. They're like unicorns. Okay, and the rest of you are phonies. You're not Christians. You're on a football team that you get all mad when someone says something. You're not. Read your book, morons. Read the actual. I read it. I've read the Bible at least 20 times, and not because I wanted to, okay? And that's drummed in my head. So every time I see one of these phony, I watched some guy on some prison show. He's like a supremacist, like, I was raised Christian. I was taught to fight for what I believe in. Like, then you weren't raised Christian, moron. You're supposed to turn the other cheek. Did you not read that part? Like...
Would this be offensive as a Jehovah's Witness? Because I know some of them, but they're very like. Do you still practice?
No.
Okay, good. And the ones that do, I don't want to offend them, but I used to work at a place and they'd have large like conventions there, and I always wanted. We had those "Hi, my name is" conventions, and or those name tags, and I always wanted to just write on it Jehovah, and then under it put "Witness Me."
We didn't have name tags at the conventions.
We like as an employee there. We had a thing at the Jehovah's thing, and I thought it'd be funny to write on there like "Hi, my name is Jehovah, witness me," and then it'd be over. Like they'd all be like, "I've witnessed it." Like,
let me tell you what's good about Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? One, they don't get involved in politics because that's what the Bible said, that God doesn't approve of any God. Even the best country in the world, God doesn't give a rat's ass about it. Did you read the book? He cares about Americans, the people, but he doesn't care if Muslims take us over, and he doesn't care. Okay? So Jehovah's Witnesses don't get involved in politics. They don't go to war like a Christian. Okay? You can't go to war and be a... Where did you get that idea? Even the best war in the world, World War II, that's Catholics dropping bombs on Catholics, okay? You think that's okay? It's not. Like, it's not in the book. Like, go ahead, unless they are in the wrong country, blow them up. Yeah. So you people are morons. You don't even know what religion you actually believe, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you. And I respect Jehovah's Witnesses for that. The part I don't respect is the Noah's Ark story and all that gibberish.
Isn't there like 4,000 people get into heaven or something?
It's no, it's some of us that live on Earth and high five a dolphin or something. Listen, the point is, it's not. It's like every religion is a mix of like Mormons, like, oh, those are some great ideas. And seriously, you think that? You know what I mean? That's
totally. Yeah, it's like be good to people, be nice to people. If you're good, you're going to go to heaven, and then there's the other stuff. But it's like if you're super good, you go to like room 614 in heaven, where you get to be with virgins. If you're kind of bad, you can only eat prime rib.
I'm not an atheist. Like, don't you understand? I want to be a moron like you and believe so bad, and you make it impossible for me. I got no health insurance. I don't make any money. Like, I haven't been on a lease in 10 years. I have nothing but faith. Literally, that's all I have. And you're not helping me.
You're the most religious person I've ever run into.
I'm the most religious dude there is. And all I'm asking is for you to change your stupid story and acknowledge a fossil record so I can hang out in your dumb club. Is that so hard? You're going to do it anyway. In 100 years, you think you're going to believe this nonsense? You're not.
In 100 years, they're going to be somewhere else.
And I'm going to hell because I was born too early. And you know what I mean? Like, kiss my ass.
You're going to be sitting somewhere in a hole in 100 years going, man, I should have tried cocaine. Really?
Yeah, I was a minister. I was ordained.
For a short time?
Well, no. When you get baptized Jehovah's Witness to go door to door, I think it's to... If there's a war, so you can get a minister deferment to not go in the military because we're not allowed to be in the military.
Yeah, because you guys, there's other stuff. No blood transfusions and stuff you have to have. Like,
that's just stupid. Well, you know what? Honestly, at the time, though, that saved a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses' lives from getting AIDS because the blood supply was completely contaminated, and it was a scam where they would give you blood for no reason because people were making money off it. And there's a bloodless hospital in New York that never gives a blood transfusion because you actually don't need it all. If I was about to die, and they said, like, I probably would take one now, honestly, because my life's worth more than anything from you dumb.
Plus, you live in New York, so the risk of AIDS is just as good there.
Well, I live in New York, so I already have AIDS, obviously. And
it's good to do New York AIDS jokes because nobody's going to go back to New York. So, like, you can make fun of New York all you want here. You make fun of, like, Wyoming, and you're screwed, but New York fair
Is that
game.
right, Toby?
Don't call them sheep.
Oh, they will freak out.
You can make your New York AIDS jokes, but you leave the
I'm
sheep
way
out.
into
Exactly.
Billings, by the way, so far. I do not think you're sheep. I want to just separate myself from my friend Big J. By the way, it's my best buddy's name is Big J, the comic Big J.
I know.
Nicholson.
I love it, and I didn't know. I was telling Amy when I was talking to her that I'm going to sue the hell out of him. She's like, "Good, I think he has a PlayStation."
It's a child. Well, I mean, he goes by J. Oker. I think he doesn't want to. We started out in the
Got a bunch of jerseys.
black comedy rooms. Where
Is he a big guy or something? Is that why he's Big J? Okay.
I mean, he's a much bigger J than you. If, you're,
So really, if I
Jay
sued
looks
him,
like,
I'm going to
You
lose.
guys gotta
if you
fight
look
over
him
it.
up, dude, he looks like a giant Alaska lesbian. Like that's how they dress. They all got like long hair and a flannel.
See,
and a
that's
beard.
that's too close. New York's fine. Alaska, we've got some of those here.
That's
I
what I
got to
saw.
go there next week. I've trashed Alaska on TV. I went there like a couple years ago, dude. I've trashed them on TV because there's not enough women there. That's the major problem with it. And they're so cocky, Alaskans. When they say that lower 48 crap, they're not. They think they're above you.
Like literally, yeah, not
They
just literally.
And that's the other thing. The Indians there, like, you go to Hawaii, okay? When you show up there, it's so beautiful. It's such a paradise, and the natives want to kill you. Like they're choking it back on the resort, but they want to beat you to death with a boat oar just for being there. And it's so beautiful. You're like, you know what? I don't blame you. I hope we didn't screw this up. I hope us dirty white people did not ruin this. But don't tell me Alaska was better before we got there, okay? You are lucky white people showed up and gave you electricity and something to eat besides your awful fish ice cream. Don't even have an ounce of cockiness with me, Alaska natives, and especially not Alaska fat chick. Shut up.
They're looking
Too
at
much
you,
power.
wanting to club you like a baby seal. Just
Looking at me like I'm a
listening to you.
seal.
Yeah.
You're gonna seal hook me.
Horrible. Just spill a bunch of oil in their water when you leave. Tonight, Kurt Metzger and Brian Moote at Manny. 7 o'clock is all ages. 9 o'clock is 21 and over. It's just $13. You can get tickets at montanacomedy.com or just get them at the door tonight. And right now, we're going to give away a pair of tickets. 238-1019. This is for the 21 and over show. So please be over 21 or just have a really good fake. And you guys, good show tonight. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks,
up
man.
and kill
Tomorrow
it.
night, don't forget, it's tomorrow night.
And tomorrow night, yeah, tonight and tomorrow night. I'll be there tomorrow night. Tonight I've got obligations, but tomorrow I'm going to go and laugh my ass off because comedy that is safe is crap. I don't care who you guys
listen, I
like.
like Brian Regan. I think he's all clean. Brian Regan's one of the
I
best
know
comics I ever heard.
he is good. I guess I got to
It's not
give
a
you that,
matter-
but
it's not a matter of cleanness. It's just being funny. Funny's not smart or stupid or whatever. It's its own thing. It has nothing to do with anything else. So that guy's just straight up funny.
Yeah,
he's
no,
not
he is.
offensive to anybody, and he's a really funny dude. You know.
Kurt didn't say it, but Jeff Dunham's his favorite comedian
When I was a
of all
kid,
time.
that jalapeno on a stick was my favorite. that and Amazing Jonathan were my two favorite.
So Jeff wasn't your favorite comedian, but the jalapeno on a stick was.
I say I want the next roast. We just roast his puppets, and he's not even allowed to come. We don't want anybody's actual friends here, Jeff. We just want.
You just got to sit at a table. out
Amy
in the
Schumer's
front.
gonna wish death on your other puppet to die, and we're gonna.
And then the one puppet's gonna freak out the old man puppet.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 1019.